Welcome back to Beadesign. I'm Paula from On a String, and I'm so glad you're here for another creative moment. Every bead design session starts with one spark, one small idea that opens up great big creative possibilities. Today, we're slowing down, we're sketching gently, and we're letting the beads show us where to go. Our tiny versus statement session explores how scale transforms a motif, how a tiny delicate version whispers, and how a bold oversized version commands attention. Beaders are going to learn how to adapt bead choices, structure, and proportions when scaling up or down. Let's have a look at how scaling with the same colour and concept of a design works across various bead sizes. So what I have here is a size 15 starting ring, a size 11, a size 8 and a 4mm. So we've graduated up the size of each of those components. Using the same colours though actually highlights where the differences are when you scale up a design. On this lovely little size 15 one down here, it's nice and tight. We've got a really good ring there in the centre, and the little size 11 beads just around the outer edge create a really nice frame for that particular component. But it's tiny, it's only about 5 or 6mm across. When we've scaled that up slightly and gone to the size 11 beads in the centre with a size 8 on the outer edge, you can see there it's still a really neat looking ring, but it's got a slightly larger gap in the centre, and that's because of the beads actually forming that larger core and middle. When I've scaled it again to a size 8 bead with a size 6mm on the outside, you can see here that this hole in the centre is even larger again, and it's a bit more gappy around the edges where we've got that gap there and trying to fill that with a size 6 bead. When I've gone up to a size 4mm with a 6mm, this is when it starts to become really distorted. So you can see here it's a bit thready in the centre there. The beads have got a bit more gap either side, and it's really nowhere near as neat as what these smaller versions are. So when you're considering scaling a design from small through to large, consideration of your bead type is really important, because these rounder style beads in the larger sizes don't work nearly as well as what a cylindrical bead does in the smaller seed bead sizes. So something to consider when you're going from small to large or large to small, what you'll need to think about in terms of your bead types to scale your design. Another option I wanted to show you was scaling the same design from a small to a large, and what actually happens when you do a very similar design and technique and when you scale it up. So this is a pair of earrings I made several years ago. They've got an SS39 crystal in the centre and some little 3mm bicones around that outer edge to create the star shape. I replicated the design using size 11 beads and a 14mm Rivoli in the centre and then 4mm around the outer edge. But what you can see is this is actually a much larger star piece now. It's got size 11s and 15s all around the outer edge. This actually couldn't become a pendant rather than an earring because of the size and scale. But when you have a look at the back of both of these, you can see there where the patterning is very, very similar in terms of a ring around the centre and then scaled off to create those little star shapes here on the larger piece, but the size and scale of this looks much different when you've scaled that up to use a bigger bead. So something to consider if you're thinking about scaling a pair of earrings to become a pendant, what that might look like when you start to add bigger beads into the mix. Let's take the idea of scaling one step further. These particular earrings are a design I did a couple of years ago, and they're all about brick stitch around a metallic frame. So you can see here the larger style frame here is all using size 11 beads around the outer edge and 2 rows across the inner edge of these frames as well. These are a really nice large statement earring, and they've got a little stud top that's beaded to go with it as well. But when you scale down to a medium size version, I've still used exactly the same concept of 3 rows of size 11 beads on the outer edge, 2 rows on the inside edge, but comparatively it's a little bit more of a delicate earring. Then when I've scaled it again and gone down a size, I've got a little tiny teardrop shape in the center here. I still managed to get 3 rows of size 11s on the outer edge, but only 1 row on the inside edge. Any further I would have actually closed that right in. But all of these earrings have exactly the same stud top at the top of them, and they just have the different scale version from the teardrop shape that actually has made them either medium, large or small. One of the great things about our bead design sessions, of course, is the printable guide that you can get at onastring.com.au. And today, have a look out for tiny versus statement. Let's dive in and have a look what's in your printable guide. So there's a really great way to do a one motif, two voices, a scaling planner for your beadwork. You can sketch a tiny version and you compare it to a statement version, like I did with those earring designs. You can substitute the beads and embellishments to scale that up and down. Another great aspect of the printable guide is how to actually compare your bead sizes. There's a little table there where you can say what is a small bead, a size 15 compared to a 2mm, or a size 15 compared to a 6mm pearl. And last but not least, there's some thread path notes that you'll need if you're actually doing your different tension based on whether it's a small design or a large design, like I talked about with the size 15 little tiny motif versus the size 6mm. It's really great to actually think about what your tension and stitch type is like when you're working with small versus large. And last but not least, tiny versus statement is all about wearability. So think about the weight and balance of a small piece versus a large, the drape and movement of a tiny versus statement, and how comfortable something is to wear. Nobody wants to wear great big hanging earrings off your ears that make your ears hurt. So think about that when you're doing tiny versus statement. As we wrap up bead design today on tiny versus statement, think about what surprised you, what you might want to explore next, and what this idea might grow into. Your designs evolve with every sketch, every experiment, every tiny moment of play. So thank you for spending this creative moment with me. I can't wait to see what you make. Share your sketches, your ideas, and your experiments, and I'll see you in the next bead design session. Bye for now.